Welcome to the Spiritually Me podcast that helps you connect with that beautiful and eternal being within you. Whether you're new to spirituality or a seasoned practitioner, this is the show for you. As someone who has struggled with my inner voice and felt unsure of how to live a life that aligns with my soul, I know how confusing it can be. That's why I created this podcast, to help others find the clarity, peace, and purpose that I have found in my own journey. So if you're craving guidance, support on your journey towards spiritual awakening and divine connection, tune into this podcast for your weekly dose of inspiration. I'm Dulce Candy, your Latina sister, and this is Spiritually Me. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to a new episode. I am so excited because today I have my husband who is agreeing to do this episode with me, and I'm really excited because we're going to talk a bit about a few topics, some fun stuff, relationship stuff. We did get a lot of questions about relationships, and I'm so excited to have him here because I think he's the funniest person ever, and he has a really dry sense of humor, if you really get the humor. But yeah, everybody, welcome Jesse to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
But before we get started, guys, please make sure to subscribe and rate the podcast 5 stars if you are really enjoying the show. And I would really appreciate it if you guys also took the time to write a comment on your rating. And I just want to say thank you in advance. It really helps the podcast continue to grow, and I look forward to reading your feedback. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've been up to? Because I know people haven't heard from you in years.
Been behind the camera, helping out Dulce with her photos or with whatever she needs. But in the last couple of years, I've ventured off into the real estate investing. And we bought our first investment property a couple of years ago. Kind of the gist of what I've been doing. In addition to that, I also started my reefing aquarium services where I do maintenance for customers all over LA. But I'm always down to go to Thousand Oaks and that area as well if they really need it.
You're a man of many talents.
Yeah. That's what I've been doing. That keeps me busy day by day. So if you guys have a reef tank or you need someone to service it, do water changes, let me know. I'm always down to do those services and build a relationship and be able to take care of your guys' tanks. Fresh water would be good too, but I focus more on salt water.
All right, so we're going to get into some questions that you guys asked on social media. We're going to begin with the first one. We got a lot of questions about relationships. A lot of people want to know about relationships, and I know it's like a very kind of hot topic. I hear so many people talk about dating and how it is nowadays. Jesse and I know nothing about the dating scene, guys, because we have been together for 17 years. Thank God, a long time. So I don't know how the dating scene is like, but by the looks of it and just by observation, I do have an opinion on that. But yeah, the first question is, what is your advice for a healthy relationship? First, let's define what is a healthy relationship. A healthy relationship involves honesty, trust, respect, and open communication between partners, and they take an effort and compromise from both people.
Yeah, that's a great way to begin because some people might think a healthy relationship is just being together, whether the relationship is toxic or not. What I mean by toxic is the couple not even communicating, just being there for the kids. And I lived it firsthand because my parents didn't have a great relationship growing up. They're still together, fortunately, but I feel like it had a lot to do with the kids, like staying together for the kids. But sometimes that's not even a good choice because you end up affecting the kids and they end up feeling the effects firsthand, if not when they're young, but when they become adults. the cycle just keeps repeating. I feel like for me, a healthy relationship is a couple who communicates. Obviously, that's a cliche because everybody says that, but I'll go in a little deeper. Admit when you're wrong, swallow that pride. I have a lot of pride. I had a lot of pride back then for years, and I would never admit to being wrong. The way I would apologize would be with food and kind of sweeping stuff under the rug and let's just make up, but never talking about it. The plan should always be to talk about it, like I mentioned. For me and Dulce, for example, I feel like the biggest issues were parenting and money, like how we spent the money. For parenting, it was always a tug of war. I felt like Dulce helped Isaac too much with his homework, and she felt that I didn't help him enough. At the end of the day, if you can afford it, I suggest getting a tutor to help out with the homework.
Oh my God, yes. And helps Isaac a lot more too because he doesn't have to deal with or experience our frustrations or our arguments over that.
When we took Isaac to his sixth grade orientation, they gave him the lockers and everything, where parents were getting frustrated because the kids weren't learning how to do the locker fast enough. And it brought back memories of me the way I was with Isaac because he wasn't understanding the work fast enough.
And that makes things worse for them also because I remember also as a kid, and sometimes my mom would get frustrated teaching me something that I couldn't comprehend with division. And it didn't help me learn it, or it just didn't help at all. So the frustration never works for anyone.
The money thing and how we spend it, I feel like those two things can be easily solved and that would help relationships. You can afford to get a tutor. If not, ask your district for services like that to help with homework. I know, like, for us, the LAUSD offers after school homework help, and Isaac takes advantage of it. He doesn't want to come home until he's done with homework because that's the last thing he's trying to do when he gets home. He has great grades now. I know he struggled a lot. He's on the honor roll.
Guys, straight A student. I know. I'm like, wow. Like he is an alien because I only got straight F's or D's and like the lowest GPA since kinder till senior year. So to have a kid that is so smart, like straight A student, honor roll, always improving, like what? How?
And he wants to be in the honors program too.
The interesting thing to me about relationships nowadays is just the emphasis on a lot of external materialistic things, like money, degrees, a house, the kind of car that you drive. I see a lot of the conversations that women have, like on dating podcasts, emphasize so much how all of those things are so important in order for them to even consider or give them a chance.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so tough now to find your soulmate or someone that you want to date because one person doesn't want to give the other person a chance either because of their past or because of those superficial things that you just mentioned. I want Isaac and Aaron to be with us as long as possible. I want them to have that fire to be able to make money. I want them to save so they can buy their first car. That way they appreciate it more. I don't want to hand them anything. I know we buy them a lot of stuff, but not anymore like we used to. Before we used to spend too much. They want to live with us for as long as possible to like they're 20, 25. As long as they have goals in place, that should be enough to be able to attract the woman that they want to be with. And the other person, or the woman I should say, shouldn't look at, oh, you're still living with your parents. Nah, I'm good. Because as long as you have a roadmap to where you're going and you're working towards those goals, that should be more than enough. But if it's about money, then yeah, it's unfortunate because not everybody has money like that, but they obviously want to get to that point eventually. But once they get to that point, I feel like their pool of opportunities is going to grow substantially and they're going to be able to pick and choose. So that's why I feel like if someone wants to give a person a chance that's working on themselves, I feel like it's a great time for them to both grow together.
Yes, and I think that's what I really have taken away from all of this is just finding someone that you're going to grow with, you know? Don't focus on all the materialistic things because there's so many great people who maybe haven't made it, quote unquote, made it just yet, but they're working towards it, and that's what matters. Someone who has ambitions, who has a vision with what they want in their future. For me and you, what I love about our relationship is that we're a team. You know, like we help each other out. We support each other when someone is not feeling their best. There's been points where you make more money, where I make more money, when we're broke, when we're rich. There's everything. And we love each other more, I feel. It's not like, oh, you're not making enough, then I got to find someone else who's going to take care of me or who's going to make more. You know, it's beyond all of these facades and all of these superficial things that people again put so much emphasis on. And I feel like maybe that's one of the reasons why so many people are having a hard time finding someone to grow old with, and someone who's going to be faithful, and someone who's going to love them no matter what. And I think it's also important, something that we didn't do in the beginning of our relationship, which is why maybe we had so much toxicity in the beginning and we weren't aligned. And we were also like 18, 20 years old. So we were really young when we started dating and got together. But we never talked about any of our goals together as a couple, or what we wanted to build, or what we wanted to accomplish, or what kind of parents we wanted to be, or what our values are, what we believe in, how we want our relationship with our families to look, our finances. Like, we didn't talk about anything. We just kind of like figured it out and made so many mistakes because we never had that conversation from the very beginning.
That's so true. Like, there was no plan in place. We were young. We were like, oh, I like you, you like me, we click. We like the same type of music. We grew up in a similar type of household. And that was it. That was enough. But there was a lot of issues for years. And no relationship is perfect. We're not perfect. I'm working through my battles that I've had for years with the PTSD, trying to be a better dad, trying to be a better husband, a better brother, and also a better son.
The next question is about our relationship with our in laws. What do you want to say about that? Some people have complicated relationships because I feel like sometimes because the person is a senior, you know, to them, it's an elder, they're supposed to just take any kind of verbal abuse or eye roll or any kind of little side comment and everything. You know, what do you feel about just, you know, relationships with your in-laws?
When you get married or when you get together with your significant other, they should be number one, just like you're my number one.
At the very end, when you choose to get married with someone, I mean, God willing, everything, the relationship is forever and you're with that person until you die. But when you always defend the other parents, the siblings and everything, and you don't take the wife's side, when you're both old and alone without your kids grow up and everything, like you're all you have. You're all you have. Even when you come home from seeing your parents or your siblings, you're back with that one person. And that person is your life partner and should take precedence. You know what I mean? Even if you don't get married, but you choose to spend your life with someone else. Last question, we're going to end it off with something a little bit more fun. Before we get to the last question, I am going to leave another question at the end of this podcast. In Spotify, there's going to be a question you can answer. I want you to let me know what other topics you want Jesse and I to discuss in a future episode. Okay, so that's going to be a really great place for us to reference any questions and topics that you would love for us to discuss if you really enjoyed Jesse coming over as a co-host, hubby episode once in a while. So what are each other's irks? What are things that just annoy you from the other person? So the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that Jesse, like when I first met him and we, you know, started to sleep in the same bed, he would only sleep with a sabana, like a sheet, like one sheet. Okay, that was so odd to me because in my house growing up, we didn't have a heater or an AC unit or anything, and I lived out in the field, so it would be very cold. So my whole childhood, I grew up with at least 5 Mexican cobijas at the time, like at a time. Like that's how I would sleep, like heavy ass colchas, like 5 of them. And even then, I was still cold sometimes. So when I first got with Jesse, I was like, where are all of your cobijas? Like, why do we not have 5 comforters to go to sleep? I was like, a sabana? What the heck? Have you always slept like that?
For the most part, maybe one blanket if it gets cold, because it used to get really cold back then.
But why do you like a sabana? Like, that's not even warm.
Because it's fresh. I like cold pillows and a cold sheet.
That's funny. What about you?
Things that I noticed that you did when we first got together were like leaving the toothpaste cap off of the toothpaste, and also like ripping the breads open, the loaf of bread open, to like grab your 2 pieces of toast that you were gonna use.
Ripping the bag open instead of just untying the knot. I would just rip the bag open. I thought it was normal. That's what I did growing up. I was like, just rip the bag open because that knot was so annoying.
I know. I don't even tie it now. I just roll it and tuck it underneath.
Same. It's easier. I guess it's not annoying, but kinda, it's your OCD.
Oh
I mean,
my God.
I shouldn't even say if it's OCD, honestly. I don't know what it is, but you just are very like particular about how you want like the dishes put away, the cups stacked in a certain way. And if cups are not stacked in a certain order, or things are not put away in a certain manner, like you get annoyed.
That's
oh my
true.
God, the Ziploc bags also.
Oh yeah, the Ziploc bags. Dulce already knows how to trigger me easily.
Yeah.
Easily.
If I just want to annoy Jesse, I'll take like a little bean and put it inside of like one big ass ton. What is it?
The gallon bag.
The gallon Ziploc bag. And then I'll just act like whatever. Because he's like, he'll fit as much as possible into like the little sandwich Ziploc bags.
I do.
He's very particular about like those bags. So.
Yeah, it's true.
That's his territory, guys. I'm not allowed to use them unless I freaking... And the annoying thing is that like I'm subconsciously always doing things to make you happy. Like I already know if I don't put this, how did this dish go? Because if I don't put it away, he's going to have something to say. Or like, what kind of bag am I going to get? Because if I get this bag, he's going to be like, there's already a bag in the sink. Or there's already a bag in the fridge. Why are you using that bag for this little piece of tomato?
That's true, because sometimes I see we keep our onions that are like chopped in half if we use some, because we use a lot of onion and tomato, and sometimes there'll be a bag of onion, and if Dulce can't find it, she'll go grab another onion, chop it up, put it in another bag. So now there'll be 2 bags.
Yeah, Jesse doesn't like
annoying.
That, guys.
That's annoying. And the same thing with like oatmeals or stuff like that. If there's an oatmeal that's opened and she opens another bag of oatmeal, that's annoying, because I'm like, why are you opening another one?
Yeah, that's a
now
big
you
thing.
lose the freshness of the other one.
Yeah, or the almond milks. If I open a new one,
oh my God, yes, the almond milks too.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think the annoying part for me is that I always have your voice playing in my head whenever I'm making any decision in the kitchen, like in the fridge or the kitchen.
Oh man.
Like it's your voice already telling me.
Yeah.
I already hear your micromanaging me also when I'm making like a
Do
sopa.
I?
Yes, if I'm making a sopa, like a freaking arroz sopa, okay? Rice, orange rice, Mexican rice. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying because he'll like try to micromanage me. I'm like, first of all, I don't need you to tell me how to make rice or how to make a quesadilla. Like he'll have a comment about a quesadilla, the way that I'm making it. Like, first of all, no one asked you. Did I ask you? Or if I'm cleaning the bathroom and I'm using a specific cleaning agent.
Or you have to use this.
Yeah. He would just be looking at me. So
True.
At first I was like, I couldn't think of any, but now,
they're
like,
coming to mind.
They're coming to mind. All these annoying little things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yep. I know. I'm particular with a lot of things.
With a lot of things, yeah.
Yep.
Have you always been that way too?
Yeah,
Before
I think
me?
so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
That's so funny.
I know.
I think that's why you notice like the tapadera in the toothpaste,
Oh yeah,
because
when you
growing up I never put the lid back on the toothpaste,
and then
and
it gets
so
all dry.
the first time that we started like sleeping in the same environment, I didn't put the tapadera in his toothbrush and in his toothpaste, and that's the first time that I noticed. I'm like, damn,
Like
like
you gotta put it
sorry,
on.
sorry I didn't put the lid on.
Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. I had a lot of fun talking to you about some serious stuff, some fun stuff. I hope people listening to the podcast really enjoyed it. We talked, I think, for like over an hour.
That's a long
Oh
time.
my God. I know.
I know. I'd love to do another episode if people have other topics or if you think of
Yes.
anything else
Yes. So again, just drop me your questions
on the reviews.
on the reviews also, or you can also send me a DM at Dulce Candy or at the Spiritually Me podcast. And then we'll take those questions there for our next duo episode. And yeah, there's so many hot topics that I feel like it would be really cool to also kind of discuss like pop culture events and our opinions on it. Because pop culture is relevant.
Yeah, it
And
is. It
it's
is.
kind of fun to talk about it too. So
But we probably need to do a video for that one. We're not filming this one obviously because I'm not 100% ready. I have a haircut, but I'm just not
you look good.
ready. Do I?
Yeah.
I don't.
Jesse looks handsome. As long as he has a haircut, he looks like a different person.
I know.
Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, next time we can do a video or even just another podcast episode.
That's true.
But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, thank you again for staying tuned and listening to the whole thing. Again, hopefully you guys can leave a positive review, and in the comment section on the review, just say what you liked, what you didn't like. If we rambled or if I rambled too much, let me know. I like criticism.
Constructive feedback, you mean? Okay.
Feedback and criticism.
Jesse doesn't care.
I really don't.
Okay, thank you guys. Have a blessed and beautiful day, and we'll see you soon.